What happens when you take the most iconic off-road vehicle in automotive history, remove its legendary V8 engine, and replace it with 4 electric motors? You get something that shouldn't work, but absolutely does. This is the 2026 Mercedes-Benz G-Class EV, officially called the G580 with EQ technology, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about electric SUVs. I'm talking about a vehicle that can do a perfect 360-degree turn in its own footprint, climb obstacles that would stop a traditional G-Wagon dead in its tracks, and deliver performance that makes the AMG versions look slow, all while being completely silent. Mercedes-Benz just dropped the most controversial vehicle of the decade, and today, we're diving deep into every single detail. From its quad-motor powertrain that produces instant torque to each wheel, to the innovative battery placement that actually improves its off-road capability, to the price tag that'll make your eyes water. By the end of this video, you'll know whether this $160,000 electric G-Wagon is the future of luxury off-roading or an expensive experiment that betrays everything the G-Class stands for. Let's get into it. Before we talk about what's new, we need to understand what makes the G-Class special in the first place. Because this isn't just another Mercedes. This is a 45-year-old icon that has survived every automotive trend, every economic crisis, and every shift in consumer preference. The G-Class, or Geländewagen, was born in 1979 as a military vehicle. It was designed to be unstoppable. 3 locking differentials, a ladder-frame chassis, solid axles front and rear, and a design philosophy that prioritized function over absolutely everything else. It was boxy because boxes are strong. It had exposed door hinges because they're easier to repair in the field. Every single design choice had a purpose. For decades, the G-Class remained relatively unchanged. While other SUVs got softer, more car-like, more focused on on-road comfort, the G-Wagon stayed true to its roots. It was agricultural, it was utilitarian, it was brilliantly simple. Then something unexpected happened. Celebrities started buying them. Rappers featured them in music videos. Instagram influencers made them status symbols. The G-Class went from military workhorse to ultimate luxury statement, and Mercedes leaned into it hard. The modern G-Class, redesigned in 2018, kept that iconic boxy shape, but added modern luxury, advanced technology, and AMG performance variants that could hit 60 mph in under 4 seconds. It became the ultimate contradiction, a luxury vehicle that could actually back up its off-road credentials. Mercedes sold over 40,000 G-Class vehicles in 2023 alone, with average transaction prices exceeding $150,000. It's one of the most profitable vehicles in their entire lineup. The waiting lists stretch for months. People are paying over MSRP just to get their hands on one. So when Mercedes announced they were making an electric version, the automotive world held its breath. Would they ruin it? Would they dilute the brand? Would they create something that looked like a G-Wagon but lost everything that made it special? The answer is complicated, and that's exactly what makes the G580 so fascinating. This isn't just an electric SUV wearing G-Class clothes. This is Mercedes attempting to prove that electrification can actually enhance the capabilities that made the G-Class legendary in the first place. And here's the thing nobody's talking about. This might be the most important EV launch of 2026. Not because it'll sell in huge numbers, it won't, but because it represents a critical test. If Mercedes can successfully electrify their most traditional, most conservative, most change-resistant vehicle, it sends a powerful message about the viability of EVs in every segment. The G580 is Mercedes saying, "We can electrify anything, even our most sacred cow, and make it better." That's a bold claim. Let's see if they can back it up. Let's start with what you actually see when you look at the G580, because Mercedes made some very specific design choices here that tell you everything about their philosophy with this vehicle. From 20 feet away, you might not even realize this is the electric version. Mercedes kept the iconic G-Class silhouette completely intact. The boxy shape, the upright windshield, the exposed door hinges, the side-mounted spare tire, it's all here. This is intentional. Mercedes knows that G-Class buyers are paying for that iconic look, and they weren't about to mess with it. But look closer and the differences become apparent. The front grille is now a black panel with a subtle illuminated pattern. Instead of the traditional vertical slats, you get a digital interpretation that lights up when you unlock the vehicle. It's a small detail, but it's how Mercedes is signaling this is different without screaming it. The dimensions are nearly identical to the gas-powered G-Class. We're looking at 189.6 inches in length, 76.3 inches in width, and 77.8 inches in height. The wheelbase is 112.2 inches. Ground clearance is actually slightly better at 9.5 inches thanks to the battery placement and suspension design. But here's where it gets interesting. The G580 is heavier, significantly heavier. We're talking about a curb weight of approximately 6,800 pounds. That's about 800 pounds more than a comparable G550. That battery pack isn't light, and neither are 4 electric motors. The 2026 Mercedes-Benz G580 enters a rapidly evolving luxury EV market. Its most direct competitors are the Rivian R1S, BMW iX M60, Cadillac Escalade IQ, and to a lesser extent the Tesla Model X Plaid and Lucid Gravity. The Rivian R1S is the closest in spirit, offering serious off-road capability, 3 rows of seating, and a starting price under $100,000. It boasts more range and faster charging, but lacks the G-Class's heritage, luxury, and exclusivity. The BMW iX M60 is more road-focused, with blistering acceleration and cutting-edge tech, but it can't match the G580's off-road prowess or iconic design. The Cadillac Escalade IQ is the largest and most luxurious, with a focus on comfort and technology, but it's more of a luxury cruiser than an off-road machine. Tesla's Model X Plaid is the quickest, with over 1,000 horsepower and a 60 time under 2.5 seconds, but it's not designed for off-road use and lacks the G-Class's ruggedness. The Lucid Gravity promises luxury and range, but it won't arrive until late 2026 and remains unproven. What sets the G580 apart isn't specifications, it's emotion. The G-Class has a 45-year heritage that no competitor can match. It's a cultural icon that transcends automotive circles. Celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and royalty drive G-Wagons. That brand equity is priceless. The G580 also benefits from Mercedes' extensive dealer network and service infrastructure. If something goes wrong in rural Montana or downtown Manhattan, there's a Mercedes dealer nearby. Rivian is still building out its service network, and Tesla's service reputation is inconsistent at best. Market positioning is clear. The G580 isn't trying to be the most practical EV, the longest range EV, or the beast value EV. It's positioning itself as the most desirable electric SUV for buyers who want exclusivity, heritage, and capability without compromise. Mercedes expects to sell approximately 5,000 to 7,000 G580 units annually in North America, with similar numbers in Europe and Asia. That's intentionally limited production to maintain exclusivity and ensure strong residual values. Wait times are expected to stretch 6 to 12 months after launch. So what's it actually like to drive the G580? I've spent time behind the wheel, and I can tell you it's a fascinating mix of old-school G-Wagon character and cutting-edge EV technology. Start it up, or rather, press the start button and there's silence. No rumble, no vibration, just a gentle chime and the displays lighting up. It's surreal in a vehicle that's traditionally been associated with big, burly engines. Pull away, and the first thing you notice is the instant torque. Press the accelerator and the G580 surges forward with shocking urgency for something this large. There's no turbo lag, no waiting for downshifts, just immediate linear acceleration. It feels effortless. The steering is heavier than most modern SUVs, which is typical for the G-Class. It's not overly assisted, giving you a direct connection to the front wheels. Some might find it old-fashioned, but it suits the vehicle's character. You always know exactly where the front wheels are pointed. The ride quality is surprisingly good for a body-on-frame SUV. The adaptive suspension does an excellent job of smoothing out rough pavement while maintaining composure through corners. It's not as plush as a Range Rover, but it's more comfortable than you'd expect. Highway cruising is where the G580's weight and aerodynamics work against it. You can feel the vehicle working to push through the air, and range drops noticeably at speeds above 70 mph. Wind noise is present but not excessive, thanks to improved seals and acoustic glass. In the city, the G580 is surprisingly maneuverable. The tight turning radius and excellent visibility make it easier to navigate than you'd expect. The regenerative braking takes some getting used to. It's aggressive in its strongest setting, but once you adapt, one-pedal driving becomes second nature. Take it off-road and the G580 truly shines. The instant torque delivery makes technical obstacles feel easy. You can modulate power with incredible precision, crawling over rocks at walking pace with perfect control. The quad motor system is constantly working, sending power to whichever wheels have traction. The G-turn is genuinely useful on tight trails. Yes, it's a party trick in parking lots, but when you need to turn around on a narrow mountain road, it's invaluable. The vehicle pivots smoothly, and you can control the rotation speed with the steering wheel. The transparent hood feature takes practice but becomes indispensable for technical driving. Being able to see exactly where your front wheels are going eliminates guesswork and builds confidence. One quirk, the brake pedal feel is inconsistent. Like many EVs, the G580 blends regenerative and friction braking, and the transition between the two isn't always seamless. You get used to it, but it's noticeable, especially in stop-and-go traffic. The silence is both a blessing and a curse. On smooth roads, it's luxurious and serene. Off-road, you lose some of the sensory feedback that helps you gauge terrain difficulty. Mercedes added artificial sounds that play through the speakers to give you audio cues, but it's not quite the same as hearing the engine work. Overall, the driving experience is distinctly G-Class with an electric twist. It retains the commanding seating position, the tank-like solidity, and the go-anywhere confidence, but adds instant torque, silent operation, and high-tech features that make it feel thoroughly modern. Thanks for wacting.